Yes, chaps, we're going racing now. 5 laps of Superstock in the evening sunshine at the Northwest 200. The next board will be engage gear, and they will now point to the lights. Everybody looks over to their right, your left, and we are away. Lee Johnston with a good start, Alistair Seeley with a good start, Michael Dunlop bouncing away from the start line, getting bucked by Martin Jessup.
Seeley again, Martin Jessup number 40 in there, Alistair, no, it's Lee Johnston third place, close as you like as they go past Millbank Avenue there, flashing past our camera, but there it is, the number 34 machine we've seen so many times get down into this corner the first time. Jessup, a great start from him, Michael Rutter on the outside line, down the inside is Hutchie again.
Well, a little gaggle of them going round the hairpin and away up the hill. As away goes the second race. And it is Dave O. Johnson out in front again, is it? Yes, it is. Yeah. He's done that just about every time he started from wave 2. It's always been him who leads them away from the line. And he's got a fair old lead going on already as they go past Millbank Avenue and down towards the hairpin.
And that's 122. Alan Bonner there from Stamullen.
So, our Australian in wave 2, and we're already playing slipstreams. That's Martin Jessup getting past in the draft.
Yeah, he must have got in front before they got to Station Corner, so that's Seeley out in front in his the place. No, it isn't.
That's Seeley out in front.
Seeley out in front. Wow.
So that's Lee Johnston going past Martin Jessup, and Alistair Seeley is in the clear. Is he? That's still. Here comes the slipstream pack behind. Will they draw up, or have they already lost their chance to stay with the leaders? Michael Dunlop didn't get away well, and now he's going to struggle and fight back. He's always keen to fight, is Michael Dunlop. You could never write him off, but he's got a lot of fighting to do.
He has got a lot of fighting to do, yeah, very much.
It goes one place, or does it? Yes,
yeah, it does. He gets one place as long as he can stay there for that one, so I think that's up him into 5th position at the moment. But there it is, the number 34 bike out in front. There's Michael Rutter going through there. There's William Dunlop and the guy Michael. There's William just in front of Michael Dunlop.
So this is Slipstream City.
Lee Johnston's made up a lot of time through the roundabout. There's side by side, and Lee, we know how good he is on the way. Please make it through the chicane this time, Lee. We've had enough of your antics at the chicane.
These two have been doing this all day long, haven't they?
They really have. But they don't want to be doing it till at least the last lap. Someone's gone up the slip road. Somebody there has gone up the slip road. I reckon that's maybe. Ooh, I don't know, it was whoever's in 4th position.
It wasn't Michael Dunlop. Might have been, no, Michael Rutter was behind Michael Dunlop, wasn't he? So it's Alistair Seeley and Lee Johnston, or is it Lee Johnston and Alistair Seeley? It's Lee with his nose in front and track position as they head towards the chicane. Alistair Seeley won't contest this one, will he? Because it's the first lap of the race. Jessup there in 3rd as we follow the leaders down towards the Metropole.
Yeah, and it is Lee Johnston out in front, and he's been leading this a number of times before it gets stopped. If we get to 2 laps, that's as further as we have got throughout this whole week in the Superstock class. It seems to somehow have some issues. Jessup there, number 40, with the front brake there. Michael Dunlop, number 3, R1 Yamaha.
I wonder if it was him who straight lined that chicane then, because he's come up from 5th place. So either he's had a good slipstream, or he straight line the chicane. It was him you saw going straight on there.
Well, we'll surely get time on our screen if that goes on, but we just missed. I just saw a bike going down. I couldn't work out who it was.
So Lee Johnston, several bike lengths in hand over Alistair Seeley, and he's not taking any prisoners, is he?
No, I'm sure he'd like to clear off, but I don't think there's any chance of that. In fairness, you see already that the 34 bike was just closing him down a fraction as they came over the top of Black Hill there. It's about a lap before you're really comfortable with your tyres, and you're also, it's an exploratory time to see where it's damp, where it's slippery, or where it's not. So once that first lap's underway, then you start really getting the hang of it.
Tyres up to temperature, and this is about as far as we've ever got in this race. Quite right. Here we go then, through the timing beams for the very first time. If there are any penalties, we should see them on there. Johnston, Seeley, Dunlop, Hutchinson, and Jessup as they go over the line, and then Guy Martin behind that. So Hutchie with his head down coming after them, and he's already picked off Martin Jessup, and he is what, I don't know, second behind Michael Dunlop?
Yeah, something like that. And he's Guy Martin just in front of William Dunlop, Michael Rutter down in 8th, Hillier in 9th. I'm just thinking, where's that little Jones?
That might be enough to give Michael Dunlop that drive through to be up into 3rd from 5th, because he'd have been given one of the places, wouldn't he?
Yeah, quite possibly. Right, here we go. Mill Road roundabout. Close as you like as they come out of here. Really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the splinter group, really. You'd say it's broken away.
Can it last for Lee Johnston this time? Everybody who is a fan of this cheerful young racer must be asking themselves if he can make it work this time. He must be worrying himself whether he can make it work. And again, it's just picking up the front wheel all over the place. Seeley's in the slipstream though.
Yeah, you would say that these two are the class act really, with the bikes that are all working nicely. I'm not discounting Michael Dunlop at all, but these are two BMWs that are well sorted. We've seen them at the front of the pack every single time with the laps that we've had, and we have now actually exceeded anything else we've had in the Superstock race, so that's good news at the moment. Long shadows as they get in the braking zone there. Seeley just closed Johnston down a little bit as they went in, and Michael Dunlop's right in there. We want him right in there. It'd be great if he can break the BMW stranglehold, in fairness.
Yes, it would be nice to see Michael Dunlop get a result. As Stephen Watson was saying to him before the race started, this really looks like his best chance of saving his day at the Northwest 200. He's retired from everything else, and if that holds together, then and he can stay there, at the very least we could be on for a podium. But Lee Johnston trying to break away from Alistair Seeley. Alistair Seeley, is he content to let him go, or is he just not able to do? Yes, look, he can come up any time.
Well, you tend to think so, and in all fairness, Lee Johnston would probably be just riding his own pace, trying not to overdo things, keep the tyre temperatures down. This is, of course, only a 5-lap race as opposed to 6, but nevertheless, the tyres after 3 laps won't be as good on the 4th lap and so on. The fastest through the speed trap last time through was 195.7 by Alistair Seeley. So we are talking, this is a super stock bike that's, I'm going to say by the time you put the bits and pieces on, 15 grand or something like that. A super bike's about 50,000 quid, and we've got 5 miles an hour difference in top speed.
It's fun to ride as well, and look, they've closed right up under brakes for the McElroy chicane. Johnston gets drive out of the corner. That bike really hooks up well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They're both light riders. I'm trying to think who would be the lightest out of the two. There wouldn't be a lot in it, would there, between Alistair Seeley and Lee Johnston. Lee Johnston on the wide line, Alistair Seeley looking on the inside line. You can see them being shoved up to the front of the bike. Michael Dunlop looking quite comfortable. He's closing them down. This would be something special. I know Yamaha would be pleased to have a win here.
Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Because it's all been BMW in the big bike classes, and Lee Johnston over the coast road, Alistair Seeley following him. We've heard Alistair Seeley in his post-race interview saying, I just sat there and watched them all and worked out where they were weak and where I was stronger, so that I could just move past them all on the last lap and win the race. And it's tempting to suspect that he's riding around behind Lee Johnston just to see what he does and doesn't do.
It is tempting to think that, but we will find out very, very shortly. I think Michael Dunlop there looks reasonably comfortable to me as well, because he's getting used to this bike. He hasn't done that many laps on it.
And he's not all over it, is he, like he is on some of the things we've seen him ride. He's not having to manhandle it to stay with them, which is good. That means he's on the pace.
Great to see all that. It's lovely when you think we're on the street and in a couple of hours time there'll be cars going down there and they'll all be looking at those big black lines laid on the tarmac that are coming out of the corners. It is quite ridiculous the speeds that they're getting up to, and in a couple of hours time everyone will be kind of getting in their cars, packing their hampers away or whatever they've had all day long.
So first, second and third really close together as we start the next lap. 2 laps completed. We're on lap 3 and 5. And it is Lee Johnston from Alistair Seeley and Michael Dunlop. And the gap behind Michael Dunlop back to Hutchie is 2.2 seconds. And as you can see, it's nothing like it between first, second and third. Hutchie might be a bit closer on there. But is he in with a shout? Not in the same way as he was in the Superbike race.
No, and I would have said that, if front wheel up, and the Yamaha does look kind of lively. Michael's having to work hard with it now. But I would say that the bikes in front of Hachi, the Yamaha and the two BMWs, are probably their later models. The Kawasaki it's been around a little while. It's still an extremely powerful motorcycle, but at least in the superbike class they can tune them. And here we go. Seeley, has he had enough of it? Has he had enough of following Lee Johnson? He's on the inside line. It's going to be Bray who gets it into station corner. He'll need to move over, and he has done. He's nearly missed the apex there, so that was an awkward situation. I reckon that will allow Michael Dunlop to close these guys down now, and it has done. Look at that. He had to shut the throttle. He missed the apex just a touch, and Johnston couldn't do anything about it. Look at that.
That is quite something, isn't it? The slipstream and the corner, that station corner defines this section of the circuit, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's all going to come back again. Look at this, they're three abreast. It is like a formation, isn't it? It's like an arrow at the front, and the arrow is the pointy part is Michael Dunlop.
Yes.
You wouldn't have him down as pointy.
No, you perhaps wouldn't, and you wouldn't perhaps have said he'd be leading this race either at this point in time. Can he now make the break, Michael Dunlop?
No. I don't think so, but I think we're going to have a race to the final lap, in fairness. And I think I think he is closing up. I think Ian Hutchinson, number 9, has closed them down. But the main reason I think he's closed them down is that the two leaders tried to go through the station corner nearly side by side and slowed themselves down. We saw the speed that Michael Dunlop managed to blast past them, and that wasn't just slipstream, it was also coming out of station corner faster than that.
And that's brought Hutchie up as well, but meanwhile, that's Michael Dunlop in the lead, and
oh, look at it, back wheel up in the air he is.
Had to work for that, didn't it?
Just got it stopped in time, got on the power nicely coming out there, right, helicopter man would put it in a dive and try and keep up with these boys, because they're now 130, 140, 150, 160, 170. As quick as you like.
And the BMW has got the legs of...
And that's not helping. Every time that Yamaha wheelies, it's not helping it at all, because Michael will either have to touch the back brake or roll the throttle a bit.
So, back out in front, and we have a new race order coming out of the McAvoy chicane. But Michael Dunlop is right in the thick of it, and that will have all the local... Mind you, it's all local, isn't it? Once again, we're talking about Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland, first, second and third. And that's been the story of the day. Michael Dunlop's having none of that, thankfully.
No, he is closing on the brakes. He's later on the brakes. And he took it in there, and it's still Lee Johnston out in front. Hutchie, I reckon, is a little bit closer. Let's see what he's got on the coast road now for Ian Hutchinson on the Kawasaki. Look at him shifting gear with that right foot. Seems strange, but because of his dodgy foot that he broke in his leg, has to switch the gear lever over to the right-hand side.
He's having less success now than he was with, you said, station corner. He more or less got given that, but now he's losing ground again. I don't think he's as quick over the rest of the circuit as these boys are.
No, I think you're probably right. But also, I'm not sure if the bike's quite as powerful. But the Yamaha looks quite fearsome coming out the corners. When the front wheel comes up in the air, it's got anti-wheelie on it, but I would imagine they've got it all switched off.
Lee Johnston, Michael Dunlop, Alistair Seeley, gap Ian Hutchinson. It was 2.2 seconds last lap. It closed up, and it might well be a couple of seconds this time around, but less.
Oh, you saw the rear end swap and squirm, the number 3 bike there, and William getting in the air is really having to work on that bike. They need to try and work on a bit of weight transfer on it. It's the same deal wherever you race it. If it's on the back wheel and it's wheeling too much, you every time you roll the throttle or dab the brake, you lose some time.
Yeah, Hutchie is 1.5 seconds behind Alistair Seeley this time around. As they complete 3 laps and start 4.
But he's still very much in touch. Hutchie number 9 there. He's in the perfect position to get a slipstream as they come out of station 4. Yeah, he's got a 0.4 of a second. No, he's not. Beg your pardon. 0.7 of a second back there.
Oh, the front end of that thing. Wild for Michael Dunlop then. Ian Hutchinson, I beg your pardon. The back end of this grip, he really is trying.
Right, he's right on it now. Yeah. Hutchie is part of this 8-wheeler, you'd have to say. At the front, it is Johnson that's just stretched out a little bit. Michael's came out of your corner slow down. I think that's because he's struggling to keep the front wheel down.
So Seeley moves up to second place. Lap and a half to go, a bit more than a lap and a half perhaps. Lee Johnston still carrying the front wheel everywhere you see him, really. That thing is quite a wild ride, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh dear, and it's a massively wild ride. That's through station. This time he got through there faster. They weren't trying to do it two abreast. Who has got through there the quickest? We wait to see if we see the front wheel of Alistair Seeley's Tyco BMW. The tax machine, is he there? We pan out in a minute to find out how close they are. Oh, he's got some margin there. I don't know if it's enough to get in the slipstream. It's borderline.
Hutchie and Michael Dunlop are locked in a little tussle there. Hutchie in fourth place, and looks like he's going to stay there for University. But we are halfway round this lap now, definitely.
You get the feeling that Michael is struggling more than anyone with keeping the front of that bike down, and that's causing him some problems because he can't keep the front down, he can't turn the throttle.
Lee Johnston looking for this big bike win. He's been chasing it for a couple of seasons now, but it looks like he is well placed. Looks like this could well be his best chance of it, but he's got another lap after this one, so can't peak too soon, and no chickens will be counted as of yet. And Alistair Seeley uses the draft.
That's why they're not going to get counted.
Yeah.
Was that a ploy from Lee Johnston to think they often do plan where they want to be and where they don't want to be, but of course when we complete this lap we will start the last lap.
It's where you want to be starting the last lap that they all seem to care about, because they all know the last lap's the one that makes all the difference. Here comes Lee Johnston. No, it's not planning, is it? It's racing. Through he comes. He's got an ideal position to go fast into the McAvoy chicane, and Alistair Seeley quite happily tucks in behind him there.
You would have said so, wouldn't you? That really looked like he kind of let him past. I don't think he did at all. Look at the drive that Seeley gets out of there. I don't know if he's using different gear ratios or whether he just carried his speedball, but it rocketed out of there.
Lee Johnson riding more or less alongside, drops back from Metropole. They're braking here. He'll be watching Seeley now. Next time they do this, it will be for the checkered flag.
Well, Hutchie's still on the back of. We haven't spoken about anyone else much. Number 6, William Dunlop is in 5th. Jessup 6th. Guy Martin 7th. Hillier in 8th. Keith Moore 9th. 10th is Connor Cummins. The 11th is
Davo
23. Davo Johnson.
Off the second row, that's good.
Yeah, it is very good. We did lose Gary Johnson somewhere, didn't we? I wonder if it was him that went up. Oh, I don't know, he's disappeared.
Might have gone straight on, mightn't he? And might have gone straight on for a reason and parked it. We'll find out later as this little train goes over the coast road.
Okay, now number 13, Lee Johnston's got a chance to check the braking points of where 34 Alistair Seeley is, but there's probably a bit of sandbagging going on. There's no point in showing your hand until the last lap. But it'll be interesting to see what's going on, because I reckon almost certainly there's going to be at least 3, if not 4 bikes arriving at that chicane we've just passed there, the McLean chicane, in a lap to go. And we are about to go over the start finish line to start the 5th and final lap.
We've seen what happens when 3 of them arrive side by side, because we saw that in the earlier race, and 2 of them took the option and Alistair Seeley won the race. And Ian Hutchinson's starting to look a bit racy behind Michael Dunlop now as we start the final lap. Alistair Seeley wants to hang on to his lead. Lee Johnson is right behind him. Up over the crest and down the hill they come. Neck and neck almost as they go for breaks. Lee Johnson swirling about all over the place. And that might affect his drive out of the corner. He was a bit hot coming in, but he still manages to stay in front of Michael Dunlop.
Yeah, look at everyone's heads turning as they rocketed back up the hill here, up Station Road towards Mill Road roundabout. Everyone just trying to get the bike stood up as quick as they could, get the power down and fire it off of there. The track's probably never been in better conditions. It's got rubber on it, it's got cleaned up to a certain extent, it's completely dry. I think the wind has dropped just a tiny bit. The flags aren't quite as straight as they were.
Last chance for a slipstream on this long straight as they go through that sweeping right. And now here comes Lee Johnston. Pulls alongside Alistair Seeley.
And I'm not sure that if that's done with yet, because I think Seeley's got a chance now, because he passed him quite quickly to get back in the slipstream and get past him again before they get on the brakes into the University corner. And it's all going on at the back, but these 2 are getting dropped away too much. They're side by side. That's Hutchie and Michael Dunlop.
Hutchie's trying, I think he's done it. He's squeezing Michael Dunlop across. They are side by side and Hutchie's done it. The other 2 are side by side. Seeley, good goodness me. Lee Johnston already planning his revenge, going up the inside on the run towards the roundabout.
Look over his shoulder to see who else is in the party. And there is still, the party's very much alive because they are close enough, the two behind. I'm talking about Hutchie and that man there, Michael Dunlop. They're close enough to get in the slipstream on these next two straights.
So here we go, run towards the Malice Cross chicane with Seeley, Johnston, Hutchie and Michael Dunlop. The order first to fourth, but Lee Johnston is about to change that, goes drafting past Alistair Seeley. He let him go again, and he doesn't mind that, does he? He's got another plan, obviously.
Well, I'm hoping he's got another plan, and he is hoping he's got another plan. And there it is, into that one. Now they're all bunched up together again. Hutchie will be trying to squeeze everything he can out of Kawasaki, coming back up the hill now, but there's still another slipstream, at least one or two left. Look at that behind there. That is Alistair Seeley, isn't it? It's like riding a broken toilet seat.
He's looking for his opportunity, but he needs to be over on the other side of the track, and he will have to cross behind Lee Johnston in order to round the McElroy chicane. Watch his drive out of here. He was so quick before, wasn't he? But there you go. Lee Johnston kept the lead. Now we're going down to Metro. This is where these two rubbed shoulders last year. Here comes Seeley on his favourite line.
And then we rubbed shoulders and ended up in the bank, didn't they? But Seeley's got the inside line, so I think almost certainly he's got it into here. But there's still another slipstream left.
Oh.
That's maybe not a bad thing for Lee Johnston, because he's going, if he can get the run out of Black Hill, that's the place to do it. The final chicane is the ultimate place to do it. Or when I say the final, the penultimate one, but there's really not much chance at the very last one. So I reckon Lee Johnston over the top of Black Hill will get a chance to slipstream Alistair Seeley into the next one.
He's not waiting.
He is going to wait. He won't do it here. Surely he won't do it. It would be ridiculous to do so. He just needs to be close enough, and he is close enough. Now that's about perfect. 2-3 bike lengths behind. He has the chance, but you'll find Seeley won't leave any room on the inside. He's got to go the long way round, and then he gets past. He's got to cut back over to the left if he can. Get himself over, and he does exactly that. He'll now keep it nice and tight. He'll make Seeley go the wrong way round. Is he going to get it stopped? He is going to... Surely he hasn't got it through there. He has, but he slowed it down. But he's blocked him, and he's got it surely now. Lee Johnston, if he gets the drive out here and keeps it tight up the top of the hill, the front wheel's up in the air, he's just got to keep it nice and tight now into this last corner, and he's got it.
Lee Johnston could well do it, but Alistair Seeley is coming up to his chicane, but it's the checkered flag that's going to come before his opportunity to pass. Lee Johnston wins, and that is a great result. That's going to be a very popular win. Alistair Seeley.
It's not in the Tyco team, but no, I'm out of breath. I'm sure he is. What a great ride. It was perfect timing.
That was excellent, and he did exactly as you told him to as well, didn't he? It's almost as if he was listening. Ian Hutchinson on the podium again. Michael Dunlop will not be happy about finishing in fourth place. Alistair Seeley, look, you can see he was working for that.
He was, and great respect between the two of them. And it really, in all fairness, it was the perfect place to do it. And leading up to that penultimate chicane, and he just managed to get in there first. He really nearly screwed the corner up, but the nice thing was that when he went through there, couldn't get on the power, nor could Alistair Seeley, because he made his bike as wide as he possibly could. So congratulations to Lee Johnston. He's been knocking on the door of this race since Tuesday or Thursday.
Well, he's won it 4 times now, and this is the one that counts, because he was leading every time the red flag came out. And finally, not only does he win that Superstock, he takes his international win at the Northwest 200 on a big bike, and that's going to make him a very happy bunny indeed. And I'm sure Ian Hutchinson is going to be pleased with 3rd place.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. He was dumping the tank, but I think realistically that bike is probably struggling a bit on power. But Stephen's down there to find out exactly what they all think.
Yeah, Lee just getting the congratulations from his team and from his good friend Taylor McKenzie as well. Lee, what about that reception you got for a fabulous, fabulous win?
Yeah, well, I led the damn thing 3 times and it got a red flag, so I think if I didn't win it, I'd be severely upset. So I had to have a go, you know what I mean? And Alistair's riding unreal. I mean, you don't win 15 around here for being an average rider, but yeah, fair play to Little BM. The thing's absolutely unreal. Absolutely loving riding it. Big thanks to the whole team and everybody. And I just like to say hello to my sister. She's at home. She can't be here. Can't be here today. Her and her partner through some bad circumstances. So I just like to say that once for her.
emotional for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, you've had the wins on the Super Twins, but what does it mean to you to win on this machine?
Yeah, well, we said we wanted to knock off the Super Twin and try and win some big bike races. And if I didn't win one, I'd be looking a bit stupid, wouldn't I? So we took the gamble and it's paid off. So really happy.
Oh, congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Well, the Wee Wizard's just going to have to hang on to try and get that fourth victory here at the Northwest 200. Alistair, not a bad ride, but probably a little bit disappointed with second place.
No, not disappointed at all. It's great to be on the podium. It's hard work to get on the podium, and fair play. You know, the BMWs won too. We seem to have a little bit more speed over Michael there on the Yamaha. We just kind of used each other to draft down the straight. So it was a dogfight all the way to the end, and just I got slipstream past the on the coast road, and then after that is kind of Lee's probably learned over the years to defend the line in there, and it was very hard work for me to get by all the way to the checker flag. So fair play.
Well, Lee did lead the other 2 or 3 tries that we've got to get that race underway, so I guess that it's a magnanimous victory for him. But for yourself, you just got to try and put that behind you now and try and win that fourth victory here in the Superbike race next.
Yeah, we'll be trying. It'd be nice if it was a carbon copy of the last one, but they're never easy. We'll just go and try and make a few wee improvements of the bike from the last Superbike race, and hopefully it goes in the right direction.
Strange, isn't it, that you've not won on the bike, that you're racing in the British Championship?
Yeah, you know, it's BMW 1 and 2. We can't ask for any more than that.
Well done, Alistair. Well, Hutchie, I think with Stephen.
Ian, congratulations, third place, and you looked a very happy man to be on the podium.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm disappointed. The first one I didn't win, and I took it on the chin because it was a good ride. But that was a shame from having to start from the fourth row. It was just so scrappy at the start, and I got in a tangle with Michael Rutter, and the group was going away, and everything I was trying to do to make my line smooth, and then Michael had come back under me, and anyway I got my head down and worked really hard to get back on the back of him, but by the time I got there, it was like half a lap, and them two were side by side into Juniper. There was no room for me to join the party, so anyway.
I think we probably lost a battery down there, unfortunately, but Hutchie, nice to see him up there. So we're all extremely pleased that he's had a bit of a nightmare, or a major nightmare for the past 4 years, and he was there. He proved that he brought the gap back. They'd got away from him, and he closed it down. He put in the fastest lap of the race, I believe, so all credit to him. He did a 4:25, so he gets fastest lap, not lap record, but hopefully get a bit more from me. And then we've got new batteries.
Ian, yes, and a lap record as well. You must be delighted with that.
I was pushing hard to get back on the back of him. Like I say, it's hard when you've no slipstream, and I could see those three working together down the back straight, and I was just sat up on the back hump as flat as I could possibly be, throttle absolutely pinned. The steering was on the lock stop because of the crosswind, and we were doing about 190 mile an hour in a straight line on the lock stop. It's crazy, but I pushed as hard as I could, and that's all I could do.
Sets you up nicely though for the big race of the day, Superbikes.
Yeah, we'll just give it everything we can in that race and get away from here to the Isle of Man.
Well done.
Thank you.
He looks happy with himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he